Hey, welcome to another video from the Outdoor Analyst. Guys, today I've got a super fun one for you. Today is going to be my favorite LT Wright knives of 2022. And what this is not just brand new knives that come out in 2022. LT Wright doesn't come out with a ton of new stuff, more along the lines of just, seems like new handle materials really every year. But they do every now and then do a few new designs, and they are pretty awesome. So I'm going to do my top 5 LT Wright knives that I picked up and then I really love using in 2022. And I just figured I would start off with some honorable mentions that I've had for a while. The first one's going to be my Jesmic here in 3V. I have used this knife really a ton over the years, and it has been one of my favorite bushcrafting knives, really of all time. It is one of the best that's out there. I've had several, I think 3 at this point. This is the one that I have kept for the longest. It's very thin, it's very light for the style that this is, and it has done, man, everything from hunting to starting fires to, I don't know, I've taken this on some pretty wild trips too. So, love this knife. Great honorable mention. Not going to be in the top 5 because I picked this up years ago. And then a Colt Maverick. This is an A2. Goodness gracious, do I really like this knife, and the smooth bone is just gorgeous. I actually take this to work just about every single day. It's one of my staple fixed blades, really. Absolutely love it. But it's not going to be on my top 5. So what are the top 5 LT Wrights that I just wholeheartedly recommend for everybody, that I think everybody should probably have? Well, okay, here we go. First one's going to be the GNS. This is the classic go no show from them. This is an 01 black micarta, I think bronze pins here. These are really good. Very ergonomic handles, fairly thin behind the just a thin blade stock, which kind of makes this Scandi really nice. I've done a lot of firework with this. And when it comes to basically bushcraft, these are really amazing. And one of my favorite belt knives too, just because it's able to do all the wood that I want to do. And it's also thin enough to do kitchen duties, camp duties, that sort of thing too. So I think the GNS is one of the best knives that's out there, just period, especially if bushcraft is what you're interested in. I've had several of these. I wish I had a Magna Cut version of this, but the 01 Black Micarta will be just fine for me. It's done a lot of work. Another one I picked up this year, I've had several of these too, but this was a Jesmic C in Desert Ironwood, and it just looks so good, I had to have it. And it's pretty light. I had a G10 version of this earlier, and it was just really heavy. And for a very small, just kind of backpacking knife, or really belt knife, I wanted it to be a little lighter. And this really just kind of fits that perfectly. So I love this knife. If you're looking for a very small bushcraft knife, it's one of the most comfortable ones because the handle is really fairly thick and super comfy for the size. It's just perfect. I have large to XL size hands, and as you can see, hard grip. It just does really well. Now, next on my excitement factor, number 3, this is my backpacking knife. This is the LT Wright Pronghorn in CPM 3V. Oh, and this is an ABL, a very nice stainless steel, not powdered, but does a fairly good job. Now, 3V in a very small Puko Scandi. This is awesome. The Pronghorn. This knife is just great. I just love it. This is basic black micarta, and it just does so well for a lightweight knife. I love it. If this was ever in even like a Magna Cut 2 and also some crazy handle scales, I'd pick another one up in a heartbeat. It just goes everywhere. That might turn into my everyday carry at work if that happened. Now, next knife, number 2, I got pretty lucky. This was a special custom from them that they did for DLT. This is a Genesis. This is my first Genesis. I was always afraid, because there's not a lot of contouring to the handle, that it wouldn't be very comfortable. Boy, was I mistaken. This A2 and non-Scandi, their flat grind, is super thin behind the edge. Could just be this is a custom. This is the only one I've ever owned, and man, these white pine cone scales are just so good. This is probably the newest one to me. I'm going to do a ton of work with this. It's number 2 because I didn't expect it to be that good. That thin behind the edge, thin blade stock, and that ergonomic. Man, get a Genesis. I always thought the GNS handle was probably my favorite. I might actually be moving towards the Genesis, which is crazy. So, what's my number one of the year? Well, it's a knife I've had many times, but this one's just way more gorgeous. It's a Jesmic 3V in Desert Ironwood. Oh, just look at that. When I saw it, I had to have it. Now, this is a much thicker, actually, than my other one. Very similar to my other Jesmics that I've had, and the handle quite a bit thicker, and I actually do like that. This is a really fairly light material, to be honest with you. Desert Ironwood is very tough wood, though, and it is a matching set. I figured I kind of had to do it. The Jesmic C, the full-size Jesmic, it's basically my favorite bushcraft knife of all time, so why not get a really, really fancy one? And yeah, I'm still blown away. I'm still blown away by most of these. If these, honestly, in 2023, if I can replace, maybe not replace, just get extra ones of the pronghorn and the GNS in like really fancy handle materials, I feel like I'd be set. Although I do want a DLT exclusive Outback again and a really nice handle material too. I know I'm getting picky. Usually I just go out to the woods to beat the crap out of my LT Wrights. But now that I've kind of got, I didn't realize I had this many. I've got like 7 of them. I'm just really looking towards really nice handle scales for them now. Got beaters. They're all beaters. I use all these. I mean, there's quite a bit of, I don't want to say deformation, but there's a lot of work on this one. You can see the edge glinting there. I've put this thing through a lot of little fires this year because you got to use them. If I don't use them, I don't keep them. I know that sounds crazy, but yeah, when you have a fireplace, you got property, you do camps, you go on adventures with your buddies. Okay, that's rarer now, but now that we're all older and have a lot more priorities, but you can always fit it in on the weekends, take your younglings with you sometimes, and do some really fun things. So anyway, I love these knives. I've had a lot of other LT Wrights. I don't love them all. I don't like the ranch hand, but I really do love these. And I'm hoping next year this changes a little bit too, because that makes it all the more exciting. So here it is, my top 5 LT Wrights of 2022. I wholeheartedly love all of these. And you just switch out the steels, switch out the handle materials. I don't really care. You're going to get an incredible knife. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I love these. These do so much work for me in the property on the Midwest. It is just so good. Love it. Anyway, like, subscribe. If you like this sort of content, you like fixed blade, folder content, please subscribe. I would love to have you on there. Love to see the channel grow. It does help. And yeah, appreciate it. Have a fantastic end of your 2022 and a great 2023 coming up. See you on the next one.